I hope after hearing my story that you second guess putting your children on the internet. Even if this lady was totally innocent and she meant no ill will, fact that somebody who doesn't have any ill will showed up at my kid's school trying to find me, I can't fathom what somebody with a loose screw would do. My brother has a best friend that's in the FBI, and he told me, how do you think dark web gets their videos and their photos? From social media.
She is absolutely correct, but I'm worried that people are going to walk away from that video with the false idea that this only really matters if you are a content creator or an online influencer. That could not possibly be further from the truth. So while I'm tagging her video in the caption below, and I definitely encourage you to go watch it, I want to offer you a completely different, but I would argue equally creepy reason why you should not be posting your children online. And to understand this reason, there are 3 semi-related facts that you need to know. Fact number 1, nostalgia is one of the most effective marketing tactics known to man. Nostalgia for most people invokes feelings of comfort and safety and trust because those are the emotions that they associate with their childhood. So by invoking feelings of nostalgia in their advertising, companies are able to manipulate your brain into applying some of those feelings of comfort and safety and trust to their product. That's why so many ads nowadays are starting to lean into the aesthetic of the 1980s and 1990s. These consumer brands are leaning into the vibes of millennials' childhoods. Fact number 2, as AI rapidly advances, the ability to create more customized advertising grows, making it possible to tailor ads based on what is most likely to work on the intended recipient of the ad. Before long, corporations are likely going to be able to generate hundreds or even thousands of versions of the same ad, all with like a click or 2 on their mouse. Fact number 3, and this is the really big one, y'all. Every single second of every single day, online algorithms are quietly gathering data about you to add to your consumer profile for the purposes of advertising. Your interests, your hobbies, your likes and dislikes, where you've traveled to, where you want to travel, what foods you eat, what websites you visit, what products you buy, whether you typically use coupons when buying those products. I could go on and on and on for literal hours just listing off random data points that they're collecting about you. And when companies go to buy ads for their products, every single one of those data points can be used to both refine the audience that the ad will be shown to, but also used to determine what the content of that ad should be. And the data they're collecting about you, it doesn't just come from what you post, what you do, and what you buy. It also comes from what the people around you are posting, doing, and buying, because part of your consumer profile is your interpersonal relationships, who you're married to, who you're related to, and who you're friends with. Now, thanks to the ubiquity of social media, they're able to start building a consumer profile about your child since essentially the moment they are born. Every single time that you post about your kids, you are handing over one more data point that gets added to their consumer profile and can be used in the future to target them for advertising. Now, I want you to layer all 3 of those facts on top of one another. And by now, I'm sure a lot of you see where I'm going with this. These companies are going to have so much data on our children that before our kids are even old enough to create an account online themselves, you will have already set them up to be an easy mark. And going back to my example from a few minutes ago, imagine if instead of an ad just invoking the general vibes and aesthetic of the decade that you grew up in, imagine that ad could also be set in the part of the country that you grew up in, showing people eating the foods that you ate and speaking in the accent that you grew up hearing, with background music from one of your favorite childhood musicians, and on and on and on. Just imagine how much more effective that ad could be at manipulating you if your mom and dad had been unknowingly handing over immense amounts of data about your childhood. And look, I'm not trying to scare you. This video is not meant to fearmonger, but I am saying that keeping your kids' information off of the internet for as long as possible is one of the best possible ways that you could protect them in the hellscape of end-stage capitalism that we currently live in.